Hello, so I've got a backup on a, well, sort of a follow-up more so, of a video from the other day, which was, well, the same thing as kind of a reference to a guy that was putting together a Silent Lion version of Daemon versus Mobius. So, basically, well, the Mobius we see in Silent Lion didn't exactly hold up too well, and there's two particular reasons. For one, the Elf 2, the Longblade there, it doesn't... because of the way that the AI uses it in Formula Front, it doesn't typically end up scaling up as well as it does in others. It'll still get its occasional good hits, it'll occasionally still get its good glancing hits, but the thing is, the AI likes to use that at a particular range, and that is the exact range for all the blades, so therefore, the shortest one is, the shortest and strongest one is going to be the best, because that's when all of them will be going, and that's when all of them will just basically come down to which one is, well, coming up with the fastest or highest attack power. Another thing, his laser rifle started being used by somebody else, and also his, well, it felt like these legs would suit him a little bit better. So what I did, I went ahead and somewhat upgraded him. Upgraded his internals, upgraded his, so he's set up to essentially be able to heat up, but be able to cool down better. His gun is a little bit more powerful, his blade is a bit more powerful, so we'll see if he does any better. Kind of the general gist of this particular situation. And absolutely has nothing to do with running a little bit shorter on time today, so generally not putting together two new ones. And also I was just kind of curious to see whether there was a way to make Mobius a bit more competent. So I'll leave his numbers up here. As you can see, he does tend to heat up while boosting, unfortunately. He'll run himself into charging if he does that, but then he has a tendency to become super good with his rockets for some reason. It seems like the whole stopping and starting movement thing tends to make them a bit better with the rockets for unknown reasons. If he gets a hit with a blade, it could be a decider for this fight. I mean, I've seen several times now in testing where he basically used the rocket and the blade in conjunction to just rip half the health off of something. So, other than his overboosting tendencies, I think this one's got a better chance. So, that one, he did a little bit of a stupid thing and ran himself into charging with a combined overheat, overboost, and, well, rifle shot. So, it didn't go so hot, but let's see how this one does. I was considering calling this one the Burning Edition, but BE sounds weird, so he's just the Formula Front version. Possibly ready. Yeah, so the ambient temperature is a bit lower here, so it doesn't heat up as fast. At least that's how it seems that way. I didn't think ambient temperature was even a thing for the longest time, but it always cool down better on this map. Alright, so there we go. The Lucifer has already burned through his Jirins, so there's a good chance he'll run himself into charging at any opportunity here with the Silky. Alright, so now they're... well, okay, Mobius isn't charging. That didn't go so well. Okay, he doesn't really have much of a chance at this point. Yeah, no, the added offensive ability is just not doing it for him, I suppose. Oh, well. Let's see if it's a 3 for 3. And then as a bonus, we'll just go ahead and do the updated Clover Knight as well. I basically updated her a while ago to be a bit more offensive orientated. The handgun instead of a shield, since that shield wasn't doing her a whole lot of good. In Silent Lion, those things were amazing, but they just did not scale well at all, especially in Formula Front. Alright, there we go. See, if he stays at a reasonable distance, if he keeps track of the guy, no problem. But he will occasionally lose track of the other guy. He just relies on rifle shots and potentially overwhelming with a blade and rockets if they get close. And I don't think that's going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to end up seeing that. Oh, we might see that in the Clover fight. I'm hoping to do that one. No, why didn't you go for the blade there, idiot? I mean, one way or another, frankly, the Lucifer is packing so much firepower that it's it's gonna overwhelm almost anything. There we go. So that was a complete blowout. Let's go ahead and try him against Clover. So yeah, this one's with a gold pistol instead of her shield. I believe I swapped around her internals as well. Huh, we had a weird shadow issue there for a sec. I kind of figured that this fit her her overall love of gold theme better. But she still has her kind of armor-looking parts, so there's that. I wish there was some way to tell the AI, hey, this overboost is gonna roast you, but unfortunately there isn't. Oh, there you go. Maybe he's just trying to cook a steak in his cockpit, who knows. Oh, I'm a little surprised he burned through his extensions already. That was really quick. But I really like this version of Clover Knight. Just hurt, for whatever reason, shields don't seem to do a thing in Formula Front. I mean, they add very slightly to the defense, but honestly, just a switch in arms, or even tuning on the arms, is better than putting on a shield. You're basically giving up what is more or less the one of the very few times that you actually got good use of your left-handed weapons in later third gen, or in well, in third gen really, because you always have to deal with that inefficient left gun usage, just in terms of them being worse in general, and in terms of them being a little bit slow to respond. But at any rate, so unfortunately, it seems like this one's still gonna need a little bit of tweaking, but at least he looks cool. So I'll come back with another version, see if it fares any better, see if we can make a Mobius that can actually stand up for itself. I'll see you next time.